Gareth. A tough result for you, I'd imagine. Just tell us what your kind of emotions are and what you say to the players there.
Emotions are fine. I think obviously disappointed, but I think it was a game of errors, both teams. A lot of opportunities came from mistakes from both teams. Felt in the first half they made more than us and we weren't able to capitalise, and the game looked like it was going towards kind of a 0-0, and quickly it slipped away from us. But I think in terms of those errors, we slightly evened it up in the second half.
Obviously there's a long way to go in the title race, and then beforehand you admitted this is obviously a big game, but how, let's say Chelsea go and win their game in hand, you're 5 points behind. Do you think that?
Are we going to talk fantasy here, or are we going to talk about the game, and we're going to talk about our next game? I can't control what Chelsea do in the next game. We are still up and around the top of the league. We made a very good start to the season. We've had a setback. I can't tell you about what they're going to do with their game in hand.
Obviously Lauren out injured. Can you tell us any more about sort of the time?
I can't tell you any more, really. No, we don't know. We were hoping that she'd be available for this game. That was quickly taken away from us yesterday. So, of course, losing a player like Lauren for these types of games is tough for us. But yeah, we'll manage. We have good players, and we'll regroup after this game.
Thanks, Emma. Kit.
Hi, Gareth. Can I just ask about Chelsea's first goal? It seemed like maybe your midfield got caught a little bit high up the pitch and that led to the counter-attack. Is that fair, or is that?
I still think we're in good shape. Sustaining attacks was difficult for us tonight. Second half especially, I felt that we were in and around the edge of their box, and sustaining the attacks was difficult for us. They're quite a physical team. They try to break quickly with Canard and Ramirez. Still think even in that situation around the halfway line, we're still in good shape and we could deal with it better.
And you had a bit of a penalty shout when Bunny went down when she was jostling with Ramirez. Did you think you had a case there?
Well, we appealed. It's hard for us to see because it happens really quickly. I've not had the opportunity to see it again, but really hard for me to speculate any more than that.
Thanks, Kit. Just 2 more questions. Just about Jessie.
It felt like Chelsea's press really limited viewing this game. Is that a concern for you about if teams are able to mark her out or a match like this because she can't get as many touches?
Chelsea's press
really limited viewing and her ability to get on the ball.
Yeah, but I always say, if Yui can't get on the ball, it means one of our centre-backs is free. If they come and jump onto our centre-backs, it means that maybe Yui's free again or one of our midfielders is free. So, yeah, you could see tonight that Chelsea paid the ultimate compliment in trying to stop Hasegawa. That's normal. We have that in many games, and we can cope without that. We didn't do it super well tonight. I don't think our problems lay in kind of the build-up play. We were a little bit scratchy in some parts, but for me it was more around the final third. Kind of like we just needed to make our moments into better opportunities with just a little bit better decision making, maybe an extra pass. And it looked like both teams were struggling with that, in that final action. And like I say, the game was looking like it was going towards a 0-0, and before you know it, we make another error, and they make the most of it.
Yeah, final question.
I just want to ask about timing of the substitutions. Obviously, neither you nor Sonia made substitutes quite late, and I was surprised. We thought there might be a moment where you want to make a change in order to try and turn the game when it was 0-0. So, what was the thinking behind waiting until 80 or something to change?
Well, obviously, when the goal goes in, you're forced into probably trying something a little bit different. I think it's kind of easy when you're away from it and the emotion of the game, and obviously, I think the reasons why myself and Sonia probably didn't make changes is because the game is really tight and neither of us want to kind of give the game up. So it's really hard. I think substitutions are always an interesting one where you're trying to affect the game or chase the game or see the game out. I think we won't function as effectively as we normally would, but I would suggest Sonia would probably say the same with them. And yeah, I think substitutions are always really difficult in that sense because you're kind of still in the rhythm of the game and it's hard to bring a player from the sideline sometimes.
Thank you, everyone.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.